Hi guys, welcome to class. When you're ready, we'll get started in child's pose. Like most of my classes, we linger here for a little bit, so take your time getting comfortable. Use props, pillows. Have the knees wide so the belly can land and not feel compressed. Keep your pillow underneath your head if you want some contact on the forehead. And then close the eyes or soften the gaze. And if it's accessible, try to drop into the body. Start to feel sensations that are coming from within. Certain areas feel stiff or stuck. You can do some rocking of the joint space. And on an inhale, come up to tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Lengthen the crown of your head forward and your tailbone back. Engage the core, support the spine. Then without moving the torso, lift your left shoulder up and hover the hand. Exhale, lower it back down. Do the same on the opposite side. So with an inhale, lift your left shoulder up, hover the hand. Big breath in. Lower it back down. On the exhale, come back to neutral spine, both hands pressing down. Find flexion and extension of the spine through some cat-cow postures. So inhale, round the back up, tuck the chin under. Tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, drop the belly down, flare out the tailbone, lift the crown of the head. And then go through a few cycles of the arching and rounding at your own pace with the breath. If this feels too structured, you can add in any free-form movement of the body as we warm up. And step your right leg forward between the hands. Back knee still on the ground. And rock your hips forward and back, opening up the hamstring and hip flexors. Points of contact are the full four corners of the right foot pressing down into the ground. Then tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground. Similar motion, rock the hips forward and back. Straighten the front leg, big inhale, engage the core. Left foot comes to the front of the mat to meet the right. Space in between the legs so the belly and the hips have room. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straighten the spine, extend the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, hover the hands, engage the core. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, lower the knee down, untuck the toes, and then rock the hips forward and back. Open up the hamstrings and the hip flexors, giving some mobility to the hips. Root down through the points of contact. Engage the low belly. Try to create some space between the major hip bones by rocking the hips side to side, front and back, and dropping into your body. There's always space and room for free-form movement here. As you probably can feel in your body, things can feel kind of stuck in the hips. And you, as the person living in your vessel of your body, knows what's best for you. Then tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, and again, rock the hips forward and back. Choosing to straighten their front leg as needed for more of a hamstring stretch. Holding that low belly engagement so the movement is happening through the rotation of the hips. The low back is strong and protected. And then on an inhale, engage the core, bring the back foot forward to meet the front. Bring space in between the feet. Forward fold. Soften the jaw, the head. Lengthen the spaces between each one of those spinal bones by bringing your hands to the base of your skull and letting the arms feel heavy. Gentle traction. Bend the knees so your booty can get up more into the air, allowing gravity to really do its work on lengthening the spine out. Let the hands go. Inhale, engage core, straighten the spine, find length from tailbone to crown of head. Exhale, release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, let it go. Big breath out of the mouth. Look down at your feet. Widen the space between your feet. Let the toes drift out and the heels drift in. Sit your hips down between your feet. Deep squat. Hands can land wherever they feel supportive. A bit in front of you to allow less weight to live in the back of the heels and hips if this stretch is very intense across the lower hips. You can bring elbows to press on the inside of knees, encouraging more external rotation through the hip bones, opening up the inner thighs. You can even bring your hands behind you to support the hips. Through this posture, try to find a little bit of engagement or awareness through the low belly. Can you use that engagement to lift your hips an inch up off of your thighs and heels? Finding that deep, functional core stability. And bring your hands behind you. Let the booty land on the ground. Shift your feet out, away from your booty. And lay yourself down. Rocking the spine. forward and back. Rock the hips side to side, letting the knees fall from one side to the other, opening up the side body and those low back muscles that connect pelvis to ribs. Big breath into the belly. Release the core. Give a nice internal stretch with the breath. Then bring your hands down along the side of you. Press weight into the hands as you lift your hips up for bridge pose. Press down through each four corners of your feet. Press down through the backs of your arms, hands, and shoulders. Lift the pelvis up. Engage the core in. Soften the ribs down. Exhale, lower. Roll your hips down. Bring your hands to your thighs. Press into them. Find length through the low back spine. The quads really felt that kind of burning sensation. Then press your hands back down into the ground. Lift up those hips, one vertebra at a time. Strong core wrapping all around the low back region, front of belly, bringing ribs and hips closer together. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling or sky. Then right arm goes up towards your ear, left arm goes down by your side. Big breath. Exhale, switch. Do this a few more times with your breath. Belly's engaged, hips are lifted. Feet are pressing down, shoulders are pressing down. Exhale, bring both hands down to the ground. Lower the hips. Shake out the hips. And extend your feet long, extend your arms long. Find length through the mid-body. Big breath into the chest. One at a time, bring both legs up, soles of feet pressing down, knees bent. Tuck your tailbone a bit more under so you have a nice flat back, low back. Press the hands down by your side. And then we rock side to side, fingertips grazing or moving closer to the heels, the same side. Strengthening and bringing awareness to our side body. Full breaths when you can. Exhale, let it go. Relax the head down if it was lifted. Bring the hands to the belly. Breathe deeply into the belly. Exhale, engage the core. Bring soles of feet together. Butterfly the knees out wide. On an inhale, lift the shoulder blades up. Hands reach between the knees towards the feet. Exhale, arms over the head. Inhale, crunch and engage. Bring the hands down. Exhale, extend arms up overhead. Inhale, hands go between feet. Good, and let it all go. Bring the hands to hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Massage up the sacrum and hips. Reach the toes up, straighten the legs, lift the chest, engage the core, and hold here or pulse if you want more activation through the middle region of your body. Tail is tucked under, toes are active, pointing up. And then with the low back rooted down on the ground, move the toes about an inch away from your torso. If you feel stable, you can move them another inch away. Really challenging your core to hold shape and finding mobility through the front of your hips. Good. Exhale, bring knees into chest. Hug them in. Breathe deeply into your belly. You can rock side to side or front to back. Take in sensation. Try to soften the belly, the side waist. Expand the ribs with every breath. Learn how to soften the head of our femur, the big leg bone, into the hip socket. And then plant your legs down. Soften the breath and the gaze. And let yourself land for deep rest. If this brought a lot of sensation through your mid-belly region, I encourage you to bring your hands to the areas of intense sensation. Give it some intention. Maybe a little bit of self-massage or just external awareness through the hands. And then we try to settle into the stillness. Let our focus wash over our body. There's areas in the body that feel disconnected or have unpleasant sensation. Acknowledge those areas and try to tickle the edge of uncomfortability. See if there is some pliability for change. As you sit with the breath, notice what needs to soften. Can you witness one sensation change to something else or dissipate? Finding some comfort in the idea that everything changes. No one sensation will stay the same. For people who experience chronic pain, it's actually a quite comforting fact. Through these next few minutes, maybe we can feel that in our body. Allow yourself to hold with compassion the areas in the body that don't feel good or 100% blank, not part of your internal map. And we simply witness the body. A lot of time just giving it some space to be heard is all it needs. A little bit of love. Nice big breaths into the belly, rib cage, throat. Bring the attention back to the body. It drifted into the mind. Wash the awareness down to the toes, back up into the crown of the head. Take note of the areas your awareness didn't quite hit, the parts of the body that don't, or the parts of the body that are eliciting unpleasant sensations. Can we create the feeling of compassion for these areas of the body? Big exhale out. Release any tension that built up. Soften the face, the jaw, the neck, the root muscles of our pelvis. In time, when you're ready, begin to open the eyes back into the reality of the world you're in. Wiggle the toes and fingers, rock the head side to side. Nice big cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One last scan of the body. Store it into memory. See if we can carry this throughout the day. Some compassion for ourselves and how much our body can do from moment to moment, even on the bad pain days. Even when it feels like the body is not able to do what you need it to do for you. It's trying. Always will be. Give it some thanks. Thank you for practicing. See you next time.